The following is a paid advertisement. The views expressed are the sole responsibility of the advertiser.
I'm attorney Justin Clark. Coming up just ahead on You Have Real Estate. You own a house, right? And you see the ceiling, you see some leaking in the ceiling, you know your roof is a little bit old. Is it worth filing an insurance claim? It's just ahead. It's You Have Real Estate. People ask me all the time if I feel guilty for filing bankruptcy for people. No, I do not. I feel guilty not filing bankruptcy for hardworking families who are struggling every month to put food on the table. Call me now. You have power. Welcome to You Have Real Estate, brought to you by Renewal by Andersen. I am your host, Justin Clark. A great show ahead today, but first, the opening statement. Before the opening statement, my commitment to you all year is, and you know this, if you're looking to sell your home, the most important thing you need to know is what your house is worth. What can you sell it for? That helps make the decision as to whether to sell or not. You can't trust these websites. What you can trust is real, talented, local real estate agents that I will send to your home and tell you exactly what your house is worth. 407-205-0400. Also, mortgage rates continue to come down a little bit. If you've bought a house or refinanced in the last couple of years, you need to reset your rate. You can do so again by calling the phone number on the screen, 407-205-0400. Now, the opening statement. All right, so you're going to read in the news a lot over the next couple weeks that the rates have come down. Is there going to be a buyer frenzy over the next few months? It's a great question. And also, you own a house now. You've had damage. Maybe you have roofing damage. Maybe your insurance company is Citizens. What should you do? Great questions. Questions that we're going to answer by asking real questions. Every weekend on the program, we ask real questions to the trend-setting people in Central Florida's real estate community. Kick it off today with my good buddy, who helped me the other day. It didn't charge me. Very nice of you. Attorney Greg Krak is here. Greg, how are you, brother? Good to see you, man.
Doing great, Justin. Thanks for having me.
Let me start with this Citizens thing, if I could. So
Sure.
What people get confused. They know who State Farm is. They know who Allstate is. They know Geico for cars. But then they hear about Citizens. What is Citizens?
Citizens is an insurance company that's known as the insurance company of last resort. For people having problems getting insurance, whether you're on the coast or even in Central Florida, you know, your policy lapses and a new insurance company won't pick you up. Citizens typically will take you, and it's run by the state of Florida.
So are we still seeing a lot of people get their homeowners insurance canceled? Because that seemed to be a problem in the last couple of years.
We are, if you have multiple claims, and if you have issues paying your premiums, of course, or if your roof is old. They're coming out, they're sending inspectors out to take a look. If your roof is over 15 years old, they can non-renew you. So you're not seeing necessarily, people sometimes get confused with non-renewals versus cancellations. An insurance company, believe it or not, in Florida can non-renew you at the end of your policy period for any reason whatsoever, as long as they give you proper notice. So we are still seeing that a lot.
Got it. How is Citizens treated in the court system? Or if I file a claim for my house with Citizens, how does that process go?
Yeah, people who have Citizens need to really be aware of this. And talk with your broker, talk with your insurance agent, see if you can switch to another company. Citizens, a couple years ago, implemented an amendment to all their policies for homeowners. And they're basically, this endorsement denies people's access to Florida's court system. They have no access to the court system whatsoever. And Citizens refers any disputes under an amendment to their own policy to something called an administrative hearing through the state of Florida. And it just so happens that these judges that oversee these hearings are paid by Citizens.
Yeah, because that's convenient.
Exactly.
And how are those hearings going for people, for homeowners?
Well, towards the end of 2025, statistics showed that Citizens won more than 90% of these homeowner insurance claim disputes. And you compare that to the 5 years prior to that, when Citizens would be taken to court, Citizens won about 50% of those disputes.
Wow.
But when they're going to these administrative law hearings in front of judges whose salaries are paid by Citizens again, they're winning over 90% of the hearings.
Wow. Unbelievable. Citizens, I guess. But some people have to use Citizens, I believe, because no one else will insure them.
Correct.
So let's have some real talk for a second, right? You own a house, you we've all been there as homeowners. You see some leaking in the ceiling. It's very disconcerting, by the way, when you see those leaks in your ceilings, and you know your roof is a little bit old, but you're scared to file a claim because you don't know if they can cancel you. You don't know what your deductible is. People really have these thoughts. So when they know the roof is a little bit older, they start to see some water damage, but they don't know. Honestly, Greg, I think people don't know what to do. What do I do in that situation?
I'd say the best thing to do, and this sounds a little self-serving, is call me or contact another attorney that handles these property damage insurance claims. Our evaluations are free, and we can look at your policy, look at the facts of the circumstances, and of course we can't promise you or know what the insurance company will do, but we can give you some advice. Yes, you should file a claim, or no, I don't think this is going to be covered.
Right.
And that's helpful in and of itself, but do not wait to report the damage to your insurance company if it's been sudden damage and accidental. Those are the two key terms. Most policies will cover sudden and accidental damage. But if you're not sure what to do and you're scared, which, as you said, most people are, then contact somebody, contact a professional.
Yeah. Call this guy. I mean, we send all of our clients to Greg because he does such a wonderful job, including my brother-in-law called you the other day and you got that resolved. Thank you. He was very happy. I actually called him and said, Greg said you were a great client. He said, well, I don't know why he would care because he was a wonderful lawyer. I like hearing that. That's important. So what are the situations where people call you the most? Is it roof? Is their windows blow out? What happens in the house where people really think, okay, I need to file an insurance claim?
I'd say the two biggest circumstances we see on a regular basis are water leaks, typically related to plumbing or a roof leak. And then especially here in Central Florida are roof damage claims. Yeah. So we know that, anytime there's a storm in a certain part of Central Florida, those neighborhoods typically get flooded with roofers. Some people hate that. Some people, don't mind it. Roofers knocking on your door. And I understand that. Some people are like, no solicitations in this area. However, Justin, when's the last time you got up and walked on your roof?
Oh, you don't want that to happen. I don't want that to happen.
Exactly, and I don't do it on my own. Yeah. So, and we have a lot of elderly people here in Central Florida. They're not going to get up and check their own roof. So I will say this, if you've had a storm, whether it's a hailstorm or windstorm, hit anywhere in your area, call a reputable roofer to get out and check your roof.
Right.
And if they tell you have damage, you cannot delay, because with some recent changes in Florida laws related to insurance claims, insurance companies have all the leverage. And if you wait too long, they can deny your claim just because you waited to report it.
How does the deductible process work? Because some people are like, well, I can hire Joe Bob to get up there and, fix some cracks or something, or I can really try to get my roof replaced as it should be, but I'm scared of the deductible. What is the deductible?
Yeah. Deductible is basically where you're self-insured for that amount. So most people either have a $1,000 deductible, $2,500, or $5,000. Now that's separate from the hurricane deductible. That's usually 2% of what your overall home is insured for. That's a much higher threshold.
Right.
But, like if I know I have damaged my house, I know for a fact it's below my deductible, I'm not going to report it.
Right.
But if you're not sure, you shouldn't wait and go ahead, and you're going to have to pay that deductible out of pocket. Again, you're just self-insured up to that point, whatever your deductible is. But do not wait. I can't stress that enough, because I see insurance companies every single week denying claims, even if the homeowner says, well, I just found out about the damage 3 weeks after the storm. And as crazy as it sounds, I've seen insurance companies say, well, you waited too long.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know about the damage, so how did I delay? They will still deny it for that reason.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Greg Krak, always good to see you, brother. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
If you're already proceeding with a claim with your insurance company, maybe they're giving you a hard time, I would call Greg. But I also like to call Greg early on, when he will help you make that decision of, do I just do the repairs myself? Should I file the claim? These are really important decisions that can be tens of thousands, roofs sometimes $100,000. These are very important decisions that Greg would be happy to help you with. Quick break. You Have Real Estate continues. If you own a house in Florida, you need to listen up. Your windows could be very bad, and they are affecting your electricity bill, making it skyrocket every single year. It's been cold recently. It's going to be hot again soon. You need to have your windows evaluated. Joined by Dan Brigman, Renewal by Andersen. People don't understand how important their windows really are when it comes to their electricity bill.
Yeah, most people don't, but it has a big impact on your monthly bill.
What you've done for this audience has been nothing short of amazing. Everyone reaches out to me and tells me how appreciative they are that Renewal by Andersen came out. you have some deals going on right now. This buy one, get one 40% off thing, I don't think I've heard this before.
Yeah, no, I mean, that was kind of rare. So we're throwing some new things out there, and I think that's going to be great. It's going to save you a lot of money. As a matter of fact, talking about energy bills, some of the easy pay plans that we have, by the time you replace your windows and reduce that bill, you can these windows almost pay for themselves.
Talk about payment plans, no interest payment plans sometimes. What do you have going on? Yeah,
we've got 12 months, no payment, no interest. We've got 18 month, 24 month. Those are all of our no interest and no payment plans. We've come out with some new plans, and these are 15-year plans or 10-year plans with interest rates lower than what you would get on a home.
And if you're paying it over time, keep in mind your electricity bill is going to go down. You're almost getting windows for free. QR code on the screen or a phone number on the screen. Reach out to Renewal by Andersen today. Welcome back to the show. I guess the main reason we do this program is to let you know what's going on in the real estate market. I hear some rumblings of possibly a buyer frenzy coming up here soon. We've been waiting on that for a while, but I do sense the market picking up. I think the rest of the year is going to be pretty strong. I think there are going to be a lot of buyers out there. But the best way I know to really figure out what is on the market right now is to show you literally what's on the market right now. Do that with my dear friend, like family to me, Vivian Lehman's here. Hi, Vivian. How are you?
Thank you.
What do you feel in the market? Be honest. You don't have to agree with what I just said, because I feel like you think it's still stagnant.
I think it's stagnant right now, but it will pick up. Okay, because we're going into spring, and spring into summer is usually our busy time. What is selling, honestly, is stuff that's fixed up.
Really?
Buyers want a move-in ready home. They don't want the projects. You know, they don't want to build a new pool. A pool right now can cost you, what, 50 grand to put in? Yeah. If not more.
Yeah, a year and a half to
exactly.
install.
So buy a home with a pool if that's what you really want. And so buyers are looking at, what does it already have that I don't have to invest in?
Yeah. You know, I don't have a pool in my house now, and I'm okay with it, actually.
Yeah.
Maybe I miss it a little bit, but I'm okay without the pool, I tell you.
But think about how many times did you really go out to your pool?
I mean, never.
Other than the kids.
Only to have a cocktail and look at it.
Exactly.
You know, that's about the only time I was out there. I want to see what's going on right now. You have a few listings kind of throughout the North Orlando area. I want to talk about these. And let's start with Heathrow. I know this neighborhood well, lived there many, many years. Tell me about Cherry Ridge Drive.
Okay, so Cherry Ridge is one of those examples where it does need a little bit of work. And so it's got to be somebody that wants to come in, wants it to become their primary home, and will invest in it. There's not enough equity there for an investor. Let's put it that way. So this one is beautiful. We did improve the price on this. It's at $579. It's an open floor plan with over 2,100 square feet, screened-in pool. Has a little small putting green on the side too, which is kind of cute. But Heathrow's a beautiful neighborhood with parks and trails and everything else.
Beautiful neighborhood for sure. A different part of Seminole County, Castleberry, Avalon Boulevard. Tell me about this one.
So Avalon, this is a new home on the market. This one also has been totally renovated. It's a 3-2 in Castleberry, over 2,000 square feet, no HOA, so you can park your boat or all your adult toys. The solar panels on the home are paid off, which is key in this market, because that one right now, I think their bill is maybe $15 a month, which is amazing. I love that.
I think renovation might be scaring people right now is also because it feels like a lot of the contractors out there have been very slow in the last few years. And I think also with the whole ICE deal, people are concerned about, and I'm not saying anything negative here, I mean, people are genuinely concerned that some of their workers are not going to be here anymore. I mean, I think renovation is in a little bit of a scary time.
And that pool that takes a year and a half now takes 2 years.
And you know, you're lucky if you get it done in a year and a half, because a lot of these pool companies have taken people's money in the last couple of years and absolutely disappeared, gone out of business, stolen your money. It's been wild.
No, absolutely.
So, all right, go ahead.
Okay, and this one's only $515,000.
And by the way, if you'd like to see any of these properties, Vivian will show them to you right now. Show them to you this weekend. 407-205-0400 up to Southwest Volusia County. beautiful DeLand.
Yes. So this one is on Tammy Sue Drive. It's a little gated neighborhood, but it's a townhouse. So all the maintenance outside is taken care of and everything. They're asking $285,000. It is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. And has a 2-car garage. And this one is move-in ready also.
And that's a nice little starter place, I think, for someone too who maybe has been renting an apartment for a while. You're probably going to pay less than your mortgage for that property than for a 3-bedroom apartment.
Absolutely. 285 is a great.
Did I ever tell you my mom's middle name?
Tammy?
No.
Sue?
Cindy Lou.
Oh, okay.
You can't make it up. Cindy Lou.
That's cute.
Yeah, all right. Don't tell her I told you this, by the way. And finally, in Apopka, a city that's really growing a lot, blossoming, Orange County, a little bit of Seminole County in Apopka, Gina Court.
So 1220 Gina Court, this is a 2-2 half duplex in Apopka. It's in the Lake Brantley School District. So it's very affordable with no HOA. It has a large fenced-in yard. It's located in a cul-de-sac, and they're only asking $265,000.
How is it now for buyers out there? So you and I have lived through this where during COVID, you'd have 30 offers on a house within a day or two. I've never seen anything like that in my entire life. And buyers couldn't ask for any concessions. They couldn't ask for anything. They were lucky if the seller would choose them. Sometimes they would send a love letter to the seller saying, oh, it's for my family, just to try to make their offer ahead of the next offer.
Sure.
Buyers can be a little more aggressive now. What are you telling when you work with buyers for them to ask for as concessions when they want to make an offer on a home?
I'm asking them, hey, if you're really looking for that lower interest rate, let's ask for a concession to pay down your interest rate. Or maybe you're trying to finance as much as possible and you want to conserve some of your cash. Let's go ahead and ask them to cover some of your closing costs. You can ask them to repair things where before we couldn't really do that, But the buyer right now is in the driver's seat to ask for more.
Yeah, there are a lot of changes, obviously, with the law, some court cases over the last couple of years as well that changed how real estate was done a little bit, I guess. Now that it's been in practice for a year or so, how has that changed anything we do, if at all?
It changes to the extent that I feel in Florida we were always very upfront about how the commissions worked. But right now what's happening is we have to ask the buyer to sign a commission agreement, agreeing to pay the buyer's agent up front. I mostly deal with the seller side. So when I'm going to a seller, I can go directly to them and just negotiate my own. I don't have to worry about what they're going to pay the buyer's agent. But I also manage expectations that the buyer will be asking for a commission.
Got it. Vivian Lehman, if you'd like to see these properties again, she'll show them to you right now. She has other ones as well. 407-205-0400. Excellent job as always.
Thank you.
Play some pickleball?
Yes.
Here's what we'll do.
Show up.
A very quick, tonight's gonna be tough. A very quick break. When we return, let's go to northern Florida, see how much a single family house will cost you up there as You Have Real Estate continues. If you own property in the Villages and you want to rent the property, or you have family who's looking to rent property in the Villages, trying to figure out where they want to buy, there's a great website designed just for you. It's villagershomesforrent.com. The person behind all this madness, Judy, is here. Judy, you're changing the game on how rentals are done in the Villages.
Right. So we are purely an owner-managed website, meaning that the owners are handling the affairs themselves. The renters are talking directly to a homeowner who is an expert with their property. The owners are paying me a small fee to advertise on the platform, and we're attracting the renters to the site for them. So it's a good synergy of owner-renter communication.
The Villages is really on fire and a wonderful place to live. For someone who hasn't been there, how would you describe the Villages?
It's promoted heavily as a lifestyles place, and I can't make it better than that, right? So if you're golfers or if you're into sports and clubs and entertainment and music, it's the place to be.
And the website is the place to go. Again, if you own real estate in the Villages, you want to rent it out, it's not going to cost you very much money at all. Or maybe you have family who wants to move to Florida or spend some seasons down here. Villagershomesforrent.com. Judy, thank you so much. Come back and see you soon, please.
We will.
All right.
Thank you.
Let's say you're a real estate agent and you're with one of these old school brokerages and you see all these other new brokerage, kind of new schoolish, come out with all their technology, marketing tools and that sort of thing. And you're thinking about making a change, but you like being attached to that old school name. What do you do? Let's ask Elisha Lopez. She just made the change over to Real Broker, which is, I would call it one of these new school type real estate brokerages. And I know you're recruiting agents now. You're accepting new agents now. What would you tell an agent who's been with, and I won't even use the names, you know who they are, the big real estate companies you've heard of your whole life, and they're a little scared of moving over, but what would you tell them?
Well, who's in leadership is the most important thing. And so with a brokerage that's a national brokerage like Real, that it's really full of a lot of leaders. And so a lot of us all come from that whole other like old school way of real estate. And it's just, you don't want to join somewhere that whoever's in leadership has no experience.
Yeah.
And so having those conversations with the right leaders, whether it's a broker of a, big brand or a team leader now, but like the experience that I bring to the table was 26 years in the industry and being a licensing instructor and like all the things I've done, it just gives me the credentials to be able to help others that are coming behind me.
I've seen a lot of real estate brokers recently go from broker to team leader. Why do you think we're seeing this transition?
So with all the changes in our industry, from what happened with NAR and the commissions and then a lot of technology and AI, I mean, like things are changing on a, like, not even a daily basis, almost like minute to minute. And if you're not part of an organization that is paying attention to those things and helping you in that space, like you're going to become obsolete.
Yeah. What should an agent, especially a younger agent who's just starting out, be looking for? And whether it's their team leader, their broker, their leader, what should they be looking for? Because like anyone can buy a copy machine and provide me the ability to print, right?
Yeah.
But what should they really be?
You
don't have to.
Right?
What should they be looking for in that real leader?
Experience. And so who is going to be holding your hand, and like the proximity of who you're rubbing shoulders with, like what have they done, what's their experience, and what do they bring to the table that's going to help you? Because you could be in this for a really long time and have done absolutely nothing. And the great thing with our MLS and our systems is that you can check on everybody's stats. You could just Google someone or ask AI and they will tell you everybody's like experience, so it's not hidden.
If you're an agent out there looking to maybe hang your license somewhere a little bit different than you've been with, a QR code on the screen right now for Elisha Lopez. She'd be happy to talk through it with you. No commitment. She'd be happy to talk and really the benefits about being with her and hanging your license with her. For new agents out there, or maybe someone who's considering becoming an agent, they're not an agent yet, what is that first year like?
It could go one of two ways, right? And so I think they said that stats are like 83% of realtors within the first 3 years of their business get out of the business. So those are huge numbers.
Yeah.
But the thing is that for a hungry agent that's willing to be flexible, like that's the hugest part, is that you have to be flexible and be willing to learn and make mistakes. Like it's not a failure. It's just like, oh, hey, I got to do it this way, and be coachable. Like those are the ones that are in that 13%, and the top 5, like 5% of the top, like what is it, 95% of the business is done by the top 5.
Exactly.
It's so true, but there's a lot of realtors, but there's not a lot of good ones.
How long does it take to get a license? If I'm thinking about becoming an agent, how long does that process take normally?
So you could literally take a 1-week class, and you could, in like 2 weeks, you could have your real estate license if you were that determined, yes.
What is the normal cost, like on average, you think?
About $300, $299 for a class, yeah. I actually have a really good one, so if anyone wants to know, they can contact me and I'll
QR
get
code
them.
on the screen, should be happy to talk you through it. So only $300 really for the class and test and everything.
So the class, $299, your apply for your license through the DBPR and then taking the state exam. So let's just say like $500 out the door. Wow. You can't beat it. A lot of realtors, some good ones, make more than doctors and lawyers.
Sure do.
Right? And
I know
$500.
that. Elisha Lopez, always great to see you. If you're an agent, want to talk to her, QR code on the screen, or if you want to buy or sell real estate anywhere in Northern Florida, she'll talk to you as well. Thank you to our amazing guest and crew. Most importantly, thank you. See you again next week for more You Have Real Estate.
The proceeding was a paid advertisement. The views expressed were the sole responsibility of the advertiser.